Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town
to feel-good stories and messages of hope.
A few jokes and live calling.
Highlighting local businesses.
Discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow, comment live, or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Hillary, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome to the morning show. March is here. The dreaded month
we're a few
of
days
March.
late. Why is it dreaded?
It's the first Monday of March.
Why is that bad?
Because
we both have a birthday in 2 weeks.
A lot of birthdays. Went to Laura's party Saturday night.
Happy birthday, Laura. Actually, today's her birthday.
And a lot of people's birthdays are in March.
How funny was that?
Parents must have all known each other.
The other Dawn, her birthday's the day after mine. 3 days.
3 days, 4
and then
days,
April
2
is the
days.
day after. We're like a lot of Aries.
A lot of dawns in the year and everything else. But the month of March is here. I got to tell you, I got breaking news. Apparently, Netflix has come out. They had a news thing yesterday that they want to be the provider of everything.
Okay.
They want to give you everything, shows, movies, drama, plays, yippee, yay.
Don't they do that already?
They want the world to know that the one thing missing in their arsenal is live performances.
Oh, like what we do?
What we
They want what we do.
What we've been doing for years. They want to do this.
You gonna send it in?
I
Is there a
sent them an
Netflix
email.
Live?
No.
Well, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock last night.
Chris Rock did something live, so I feel like you could pitch your show to
Netflix aired it. Netflix wants to do more of that.
Well, we got local with that too. Channel WPTV5, they have their own streaming service now, and they go live on that too.
So I wrote a letter to Netflix and I said, yo, buddy, you know, you can put live on television. No one would dare because they're afraid that something will go wrong. It's not like a sports show. Sports show, guy has a heart attack on the field, it becomes very disruptive as to the pecking order of commercials and everything else. And they had to improvise. If anybody saw that game that night, they were off the air like 15, 20 minutes. They didn't know what to do with themselves. The announcers were like, how you doing?
I know, I was talking to you, and it was like being live and just talking the same thing.
Because they don't have one element, which is the people in this room to carry a live conversation.
All right, so can you now go live on Netflix with streaming?
No. They just made the announcement, so they're trying to get feedback from the community what live looks like.
I got to ask you guys about the Chris Rock situation, right? He came public, he talked about the infamous slap. And everyone's backing him. If he hadn't said it, then there wouldn't have been a slap. So maybe Will Smith should not have slapped him, but I don't think Chris Rock should have said that.
Yeah, well, it's weird because
see, that's what my son did. He had the same reaction you did,
it's
Josh.
Weird because obviously he disrespected his wife, and so he was very upset. He stopped in front of TV. Was that the most responsible thing to do? No, at all. But also, was it low-key deserved? Yes, because he disrespected his wife and his alopecia. And they're industry, they're not friends, but they're industry buddies. So even though that got him in trouble with the Academy, it was also very great views. That was a pop culture moment. That was a moment that shifted history. And then when he did the live thing with Chris Rock, he dragged Will to the mud. So it was a.
But they have
But
history.
why is Will Smith the only one getting blamed for
But
that?
they have
Chris
his-
Rock should have never said it. You don't
they have
diss
history.
somebody's wife, and you don't insult a medical
That
condition.
isn't the first time he's insulted his wife. That's the first problem. This has
Yeah.
been going on. They had an ongoing feud about. And what the feud was about was, listen, there are things you can make fun of, and there are things that don't touch.
If someone disrespected your wife like that, you would have done the same thing.
Hold on. If he had disrespected my wife prior, and we were supposed to be in the industry together, and I told him, yo, bro, don't do that again, or there'll be consequences. And then he ended up doing the joke on purpose, which is the intent. See, there's malicious intent. And the man got up and smacked him. See, it cost him, if you look at the amount of money that smack has cost
Will Smith.
Will Smith, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's lost major movie endorsements. He's lost the Academy. He's lost, and I don't think that's fair.
Because
I don't
Chris
think it's
Rock
fair.
should have never said it.
Well, I don't think it's fair because I think that both of them are as guilty. So if you're going to
Correct.
get rid of Will Smith, you should get rid of the victim as well.
Agreed.
Which just doesn't sound right.
It was more of like the Academy was embarrassed, and because they were embarrassed, they took like actions. They're like, okay, he's not allowed for 30 years, and then like because like it's like a cause and effect thing. Like it was a constant like, oh, he did this, like, and it was everywhere, and it was embarrassing for the Academy, it was embarrassing for the entertainment industry, blah blah blah. So that's why he got in trouble. Even though I believe he shouldn't have gotten that much in trouble, because there's been a lot worse things that everybody has done that people still get to go to all these award shows. I'm like, but because he did it on TV was the whole thing.
He's very talented, Will Smith.
Will Smith should have kept his mouth shut. After he smacked him, then he started to blah, 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 blah. And that was the final coffin. But I think that the Academy overreacted, okay, because we've seen worse. I think that Will Smith has done a lot for the Academy. And then if you watched the show live last night, the joke at the end of the show that why didn't Rock say anything was because he was brought up right. His parents, because of my parents, they brought me up right.
But he said it in the first place.
But he said, but this is the irony of it. At the end of it, he says, and she taught me, don't ever fight in front of white people. So, you know, what I'm saying here is there are consequences, and then apparently there are select consequences. And I think that Will Smith should have had the benefit of the doubt. I think there should have been security on stage to stop Will Smith from coming up. To me, if that had happened to me and he smacked me, I would have said something like, that was all part of the show, just to get Will Smith off, out of respect, because what he did say was wrong.
Yeah, but then at the end, Chris Rock was like, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, they kept on going. Like, he would have known it wasn't like.
But he didn't stop.
A joke. Yeah.
G.I. Jane, and then he had a few other barbs, and he has said to him prior, leave it alone. Now, it could have been that Will Smith was having a fight. Now, he played the show last night. They played a video of Will Smith's latest movie where he's in there beating up people. Which I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. He's making light of the fact that he got his beep whacked.
Mayor, what do you think? You're in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, comedians for a long time had this thing where if people didn't like the joke, they would just abuse the comedian. So it's just a history of that. Like, people brought that back up. Like, we can't abuse our comedians just because they made one joke. So that's why Chris Rock looks like he's in the right. But it honestly is both sides. I didn't know that there was beef between Will Smith and Chris Rock beforehand. So to me, it looked like Will Smith overreacted. But now that I have that context, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, the funny thing is that Will Smith has done a lot for the movie industry. He's done a lot. He's been blessed by the movie industry. So I think Will Smith was wrong for doing something. I mean, I would have taken him on the side and sort of punched him in the face. But I would have done it away from national TV. I think that she did not like the jokes. I think it hit home. She's very sensitive about that. I mean, if you have a comedian that starts making fun of something on you, like a lot of people make fun of the fact that I lost my hair. At the beginning, that used to really, really bother me. But when they talk about somebody else who you care about, you know, all bets are off. I cannot blame Will Smith. I can't. I
That's
think
what I'm
that was
saying.
reactive.
I think it takes two, is what I think. Anyway, how was the rest of your week? We had a fun time Saturday night
What'd you do?
at Laura's. It was Laura Sanders' birthday party. And we walked in knowing nobody, but yet everyone knew us, which was funny.
That's funny.
I'm your Facebook friend. I'm your Facebook friend. We're Facebook friends. And then when we were nice, they thanked us for being so nice and talking to them because they're our Facebook friends, which is, we try to be
Facebook
nice.
friends, talk to him.
It's like, thank you for having human decency.
we
That
were,
was pretty
we were
much
on this
it.
long line when we first walked in with Josh. And Josh says, this is the drink line. I go, yeah, I'm going to get a diet soda. What do you drink? So he got a rum and Coke.
How was that?
It was,
Strong?
Was it volcanic?
yeah, it was strong. Huh?
Was it volcanic?
I don't know what that means, but
I got the piano player's card.
Oh, you finally got to talk to her?
Barely. I was the last one there. Her son was telling me a whole story, so I was there the last one.
You know that it was 11 o'clock when we left?
I left at
Do
like
you
11:20.
realize that?
Yes,
It was a little too long.
because her son was telling me a story.
What time did you guys get there?
8?
That's 3 hours.
Yeah, but we were the only people left.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
We were
true.
pretty much the only people
And her
left
parking situation is very challenging. We had to park a block away. Where did you park?
in the driveway.
How'd you get a driveway parking?
The truck parked behind somebody else. Didn't you hear at the end of the night they said, who's got a Volvo with a UM plate? Chuck would block somebody in. He's like, I'll just move my car. So,
Wow. When did I think of that? I would have blocked him in.
you should have.
I didn't know it was him.
You should have blocked him in. Then would you just move cars and people got to go?
Were any of your Facebook friends good contacts or different things?
Mm.
Yeah, we have a
They'll
few
all be in
coming.
this week.
We have a few people coming. We invited them to come down and experience a little bit about what we're doing. I had a great weekend. I got to change plugs and
How'd you do with that?
and
Why are you changing plugs? Are they not working?
because they weren't working or they weren't working right. And we spent an hour looking for a breaker box. Now this is the first time, and I gotta admit, Linda was right, I was wrong. I says, you don't put a breaker box outside the house. Apparently the kitchen in that room was done afterwards, and they put the breaker box outside the house. So after that I put the Met game on, and they won 7-1, and I was very happy, so it made the hours go by easy.
It was beautiful this weekend. It was hot. I sat at the pool all day yesterday.
Wasn't it
In the
hot?
pool. Wasn't hot.
Oh, my hands hurt, but no, it was. I had fans blowing. I had all the new stuff was.
Nice. How was your weekend, Josh?
it was good. I think it was just relaxing. Yeah, I didn't really do much. Just hang
You
out.
stayed home in your room.
No, I didn't stay home in my room.
Looked at the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was outside and by the pool, hanging
was
out with
nice out
hanging out with
yesterday.
nature. Yeah, and then just
Hanging
watching
out with
golf.
nature.
Yeah.
Was anybody there with you?
No, well, my
You hang out by
dog.
yourself?
Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
I'm lonely.
What do you
Same.
do?
Oh, he's lonely. He needs friends to hang out with him in nature. He's got the dog.
Yeah.
Don't you have any friends?
Same.
Probably not.
How's military? Have you talked to him?
I told him that he can still text me and all that, but yeah, he invited me Friday to play poker with him, but I was way too exhausted to go out there.
We should have gone to his house yesterday and watched golf. You like golf?
I don't really understand golf. Other than it's very.
Ball,
Golf
hole, get it in.
It's basically like you want to make the least points possible. So you try to hit it into the hole first. And that's like the more times you like putt the ball, the more points you get, the less score you make. So
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
yeah.
They
so
think baseball takes long. I think golf takes longer.
I think
No,
they're
I'm gonna
both
tell you
boring.
something. Baseball
Right?
does not take long anymore.
Not anymore, but they
kinda
changed the whole game of baseball. But golf, maybe it's like
Golf
a
takes-
meditation sport.
It takes 15 minutes a hole basically
it's
to
a
get
long
through.
time.
That's if you're a good golfer. If
Yeah.
you're a bad golfer like me, it takes an hour a hole.
What?
I just like it because the sport's a mind game, really. It's just you. It's not a
literally-
team sport. It's just you out there playing against yourself.
My mom tried to force me, my brother, and my cousin to do golf when we were younger in the morning, and we hated it. It was every Saturday morning. She was like, "You know how much money people at golf make? You can make a lot of money." But we like went against it every single time, and
But you
eventually
gotta
she
be
gave
good.
up. Huh?
You gotta be good. to
Yeah.
make money.
Exactly. And I was like, ugh, every morning you used to be like, it was so slow. It's like, okay, putt the ball. I'm like, I don't want to putt the ball.
We live in a golf course, and I went golfing at the beginning when I first moved in there 12 years ago. And one of Linda's family member is a pro golfer, and he comes and he says, "That's a nice shot." I said, "What are you talking about? It went that way instead of going this way." He says, "Yeah, you pointed that way." I said, "What are you talking about? My shoulder's this way." He says, "No, Freddie, let me show you." So he takes 2 golf clubs, he puts it on the ground of where I was standing with my feet and then where it should have been. And all that time, I was shooting it to cut. All the
That
time.
good? That's where your
It's
shoulder has
horrible.
to do. I don't play. I don't know how to play. Mayor, how was your weekend?
It was good. I helped a student film their project, so it was nice.
Spring break?
Yeah,
You're on spring break?
I'm on spring
Yeah.
break.
Everyone relaxing?
No.
No.
I want to go hang out in Miami because I've moved here in Florida and everyone comes here for vacation and I haven't done anything in Miami is for vacation so go to the
Yeah,
beach.
where are you from?
I'm from here, but I moved to Arizona. I was raised there for 15 years and I came back. So I was technically born here. But I'm
So you're
from
going to go
Arizona.
spend time in Miami?
Yeah, I want to go to the aquarium. I want to eat cool food. I want to go to the beach. I just want to do cool things. I'm an adult. I'm in Miami. I'm like,
Go to South Beach. There's a lot of restaurants there on Lincoln Ave.
yeah.
Go to the, what is that, the Vizcaya, the house,
Mm.
Vizcaya. You can spend the whole day. I don't know if you like that kind of stuff.
Like a museum. Like I want to go to museums, like really cool ones. Like there's like immersive museums. I want to have fun because yeah.
Go to Wynwood Walls.
Mm.
It's a
I've
little,
been
it's a
to
tiny little
there,
art district.
But
It's
so
very
cool,
beautiful.
Yeah.
And go to, do you like fast food or do you like
I like
expensive restaurants?
either, but like I'm kind of on a budget, so whatever's the cheapest, the best.
Go to White Castles.
Okay,
down
White
at-
Castle.
Does that exist anymore?
Down there they have one.
They should get rid of it.
No, it's delicious.
White Castle?
But it's
Yeah.
$1 a burger.
Mm.
Little burger. You got 20 of
What are you working on over there? You're very intently focusing.
I didn't know what to talk about for my show, so I'm kind of coming up with something last minute. I'm gonna do 12 principles of animation.
Oh, cool.
I thought you were doing things in the news. You have golf, you have
I was gonna talk about baseball and the history of baseball. but-
baseball. You see how the game has changed?
How's it
gonna talk about that,
changed?
but-
Isn't it like
You have 20 seconds or 15 seconds, depending on the circumstance, to get in the batter's box and get a pitch thrown at you.
what?
Batter
That's really fast.
and pitcher, 15 to
Because
20.
they have to run, because they have to get ready, and then they have to throw it, and then the
As soon
batters
as-
have to get ready.
As soon as the pitcher receives the ball, it doesn't matter where he's at, the clock begins to dwindle
But why?
because they want to speed up the
He
game.
sounds like me, but why?
So there was this kid from the Marlins that he called time. Time was not granted. Did you hear this? And they're waiting. And he gets in there and the clock expires and the pitcher's on the mound. And strike 3 is out. And he says, "What are you talking about?" He says, "You have to wait until you're granted time. You're only given, I think, one permission.
Each
You're
at
granted
bat.
one. Right, each at bat, you're granted only one time to say time. And apparently he had used it up already. He didn't know you only allowed once. And they struck him out. And the game was tied because they struck the guy out. He wasn't in the batter's box. But the game has changed because now what the pitchers are doing is that they're waiting until the last 5 seconds before they throw the ball as a quick pitch.
Max Scherzer started that.
Yep. And Max started that. But he got caught. So he's taking it to the league and saying, "No, you can't do that. If I'm ready to pitch, you didn't say that I couldn't quick pitch," which breaks the momentum of the batter. And then the Mets manager just is criticizing the system because the pitchers are so focused on the clock, they're not looking where they throw the ball. When you're throwing 100 miles an hour and it hits you in the coconut,
That's bad.
it's bad.
It's bad.
So there's all sorts of safety issues they're bringing up now. So it has its good and its bad. But my God, that game is fast now, man. In
Moving
2
and
hours and
shaking?
20 minutes, the game is over.
You think it changes the outcome?
That's fast.
The better
2
teams,
hours?
the better hitters are going to do fine. The weaker hitters are going to have a harder time because they're advantage pitchers. Just saying.
Interesting topics.
I'm going to throw a curveball topic. Have you guys ever had boba?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Oh, okay.
You like
I
boba?
love boba. I like popping boba.
You like boba.
I've never had it.
You
You
drank
never had
it?
boba?
No.
We're going to take you to boba.
Oh,
and
that's
you're
one
gonna
of
have the best
Teddy's
time.
favorites.
Isn't that the stuff with the little
Those little
balls?
tapioca
Balls, yeah.
balls in it, like
We
kind of
had
pop
the
in your
boba
mouth.
company here. They came in here. And they left boba all over the place. I can't
You
drink
can't
it.
drink it, but I'm not quite sure I understand the whole concept behind it, other than it's just a fun drink with sugar.
Yeah, so I like the popping boba. I like the tapioca, like chewy ones. The popping one, it's like a circle that like with like syrup inside that pops when you like eat it. You crunch it and it like pops.
Ooh.
It's
Just
good. No. And
It's
then
just extra sugar.
a couple days ago, I tried. I think it's called fried boba. It's not fried. It's more like it's like in between like a popping boba and the tapioca balls. It's just like a crunch. I don't know.
A fried boba.
So I got a question for you guys.
Yes.
You go to a restaurant that you've been to before, and it's been always good, great service, right? So you go to a restaurant, you sit down.
You guys eat out a lot,
That's not the question. But thank you.
like
for
every
playing.
night.
And you guys don't.
No.
So there's a good and bad to everything in life. Okay, so we go to this restaurant, and we get seated, and the guy comes over and he gets our drinks, which we have water with lemon, what have you. I gotta watch what I drink and eat. Okay. So the guy comes and he takes the order, and he disappears for 45 minutes.
Was
So
it-
finally I said, yo, can I get somebody to take my order? You know, I'm getting old here. Because I went purposely early. Because I'm trying a new thing, eating early before 7. Comes over, gets the food. Disappears for another 30 minutes.
I would have been out.
And there's no food.
That's why I don't go out to eat.
So I told the guy who
Exactly why.
sat us, I said, can you get my waiter? So the manager came over. I'm so sorry that we're short-handed. And I said, honey, I've been here an hour and 20 minutes with no food. This is getting a little ridiculous. She brings the food. Now, here we go. Food is cold.
Yep.
Now, I'm between a rock and a rock because I'm on a time. I got to take my we have this program to see if and it does work. Which is, so I eat it, and Linda, unfortunately, had a steak, and hers was cold. You know how bad a cold steak tastes? I felt horrible. Now I'm beginning to see, you know?
That's why I don't go for dinner.
So, what do? Do you give them a bad review sitting there?
No, you talk to the manager and say, I want my meal for
I tried
free.
that. I couldn't get a manager.
You couldn't
Did
get
you
a
still
manager
pay
at all?
for it?
I paid for it.
They
Oh,
didn't
I
comp you
would've-
anything?
No.
Are you
wouldn't
ever going to
pay.
go back there?
Well,
No.
you as soon as you take the first bite, you have to pay for it. It's kind of like a tacit contract. You have to pay for it, or else.
No,
there's some
I've been in
consequences.
places where I've eaten the whole meal, and I says, you gave me the wrong food.
Nuts.
He gave me the wrong
Insane.
salad. That's the other thing. He
Have you
gave
ever
me a
been there
Caesar.
before?
Yeah, absolutely, a lot of times. If I tell you the place, which I don't want to, you'll be shocked. And check this out. So I gave him a 5% tip. Figuring when he sees that, he'll say, I'm sorry, or something. Thank you very much, and disappears.
Because he's probably understaffed. It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with him that the food was cold, or he just was working too hard.
But do you get up and walk out? Would you do that?
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
You would just
I
sit
have.
there and take the abuse?
I don't have the guts to do that yet.
I would just.
I would.
I would be like, this was cold. I waited an hour and 20 minutes. I'm not paying for this.
Like, was the restaurant busy?
Yeah.
Insanely busy? Then
Not when we first got there. But
Okay.
when you're short-handed, everything looks insanely busy. The managers were serving the food.
See, I've
Which
come
was
to the
insane.
conclusion that how long does it actually take you to eat dinner?
An hour.
20 minutes.
To eat it?
20
To eat
minutes.
it, 20,
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Me, I'm like down to 10. So why do I need to spend the hour and a half to get dressed, to drive to a restaurant, to sit there for an hour and a half, make small talk, when I could be done eating in 10 minutes and spend $100?
For the experience.
Eating out is definitely more of a social activity.
Yeah.
So if
I
it's
would-
just me and Chuck, I don't need the social experience. We stay home. I
Well-
can socialize with him at home
After-
around the table for less money.
After being on our feet for, 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
I would have ordered in.
We don't, she doesn't order it.
I would have ordered an Uber Eats, pajamas, TV.
We
Done.
don't do that. I came home one day and there was food at my doorstep.
You don't ever order in?
No.
You'd rather go out and deal with that?
I'd rather not argue about it.
Oh, okay.
Because to me, it's not a big deal. I went, I took a shower, ready to rock and roll. I go, I'm happy. Because I had just taken my blood sugar was down. So what we had planned to work was working. I walk in and I'm, joking around with everybody and it's all good. And then all of a sudden it's crickets. Now the guy next to me is telling me, this experience has been horrible. And I says, I'm sorry, you've been here before? He says, never, but I will never come back. He was sitting there for 30 minutes waiting for a check. I would have just left. And then the group behind me says to the manager, they never brought me another glass of water. So I had to get the hell out of there. And she says, no water. They started to mount up the dishes because nobody came to get the dishes. Nobody came over to say, how's the food? Nobody came over to say, can I get you anything? Nothing. It was like ghost town USA.
Tell me a restaurant off air, so I know not to go.
Yeah, I want to know.
We had this whole conversation. I didn't realize everyone was listening to us Saturday night about buffets.
Her, not me. I love buffets.
Everyone chimed in on the buffet situation.
What's the buffet?
There's nothing wrong with the buffet.
Do you eat at a buffet?
What?
Will you eat at a buffet?
Yeah.
See, I'm the only one here that won't eat at a buffet.
She is a homophobe.
I can see why.
She doesn't like...
A hypochondriac.
Germaphobe. Clear that up.
Hypochondriac, yeah.
Yeah, so she doesn't like that everybody picks the times. So Chuck, her husband comes up with to tell a story. But the way he said the story wasn't appropriate either.
I didn't hear the whole story.
He said Jewish old people have a tendency of putting their hands on everything. And I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? He did say that. So then he says to me, well, let me correct myself. Yeah, let's do that. Because a buffet that I've been to, they have sanitizers everywhere. So you can sanitize, and then they have these little rags so you can clean the tongue.
So when the kids were little, we went to a Chinese food buffet, and it was Chinese food. So I don't.
The best kind.
And they had MSG in all the food because it sits out for so long. It's a preservative.
You know everything Chinese has MSG.
Aaron and I got so sick, I barely made it home. So between that and then just the thing of, and that happened to me at a salad buffet also. They put like a preservative to keep the lettuce green, otherwise it would go brown by the end of the day. Between that and then everyone touching things, so Linda says, oh, we get gloves now, and everyone gets their own pair of gloves to put on and off before they get that. I said, but people are breathing on your food. I'm like, again, why go out? I can eat home my salad.
There is no breathing on the food. They now have plexiglass.
Everyone's breathing on the plexiglass.
Wait, I have a question. When you go out, do you use their utensils or do you ask for plastic ones?
She brings her own.
No, I bring my own pillowcases to hotels, so I'm already nervous about what I'm packing to go to the
Do
wedding.
you use utensils that they give you, or you bring your own?
My aunt doesn't.
So what's the difference if you're using utensils?
Because I'm assuming they just came out of the dishwasher.
Oh, assume. So why don't you assume they clean the glass?
Because it all goes in their mouth. That's why my aunt is like, she always gives plastic utensils. I'm just like, why? She's like, I used to be a server. I'm getting plastic utensils every time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
so.
sense.
So let me get this right. You guys date?
What?
No.
You guys date other people?
No.
I don't date
You
anyone.
don't date you've never dated in your life?
No.
You've never kissed another human
I've
being?
never done. No.
Well, then this question isn't particular. I know you have, and I know you have.
Josh was like, no.
So when you kiss somebody, do you say, excuse me, you must take a survey before I kiss you? Do you do that?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
It's
put,
a contract.
do you know
I put a
how,
paper towel in between our
let me
lips.
tell you something. Florida has the highest rate of STIs and STDs. I don't want to get mono from some
Is that
random.
true?
Yes,
And
we have
how
a,
do you work out
we
with
have
that?
one of the
I know,
highest
but
rates.
okay, we're always the highest rates tied with
Wait,
Texas,
wait.
California, and New York. The only reason is because we're the most populated in
Yeah,
the
that
country
makes
as well
sense. That
too.
also makes sense.
Labradors have the most dog bites in the U.S. because everyone has a damn Labrador.
We kiss more people in this state than anywhere in the world.
True.
So you're gonna get an STD because you kiss? No, that ain't gonna happen. But I'm saying, you guys, you shake hands. Do you still shake people's hands now?
Yes.
You do
Well, we
that?
dap people up.
Yeah.
You do that. Do you wash your hand after you shake it?
No.
Right in front of them.
Tens.
Right in front of
right
them.
from them. Oh, I'm sorry.
Because Linda walks around with a sanitizer around her chain. So every time she shakes somebody's hand,
That's
That's
I'm not gonna
hypochondriac.
say
Isn't she a
that's
nurse,
kinda rude,
though?
yeah, she's around dirt all the time. So I say to her, when you work, every time you enter another room, because she has to walk around like Chuck does, do you sanitize? They still wear the mask and all that, and the gowns.
Every time they go in a room, there's a sanitizer out in the hall by every door.
It has to be clean.
But the problem is that there's doorknobs. There was a time Dawn would clean all the doorknobs.
The alcohol's in the other room. Yeah.
And I used to watch this.
It's gotten to a point where I cannot keep up with the cleaning here anymore, so
You
I
can't.
I can't keep up with it. It's
But-
just too.
but it-
I can't keep up with a lot of things anymore.
We don't have Baxton this week either.
I know. We had Karen though on Saturday.
That's where you brought Karen into. boiled the place.
Karen was
You
here.
guys are
'cause-
here on Saturdays?
No, we had someone come in to help clean because it's too much. I can't keep up with that and everything else. It's giving me a nervous breakdown.
So when you go to eat dinner, that's why you don't like to eat out, because you're a germaphobe. You don't like to go to restaurants.
I don't mind going to restaurants if we're going out with another couple. If it's just me and Chuck,
No.
why?
Well, we had a debit card that was given as a gift, and it had like $30 on it. So we wanted to get rid of that. So dinner really cost us like the $5 I left on the table. So there are certain reasons we go on those days, but I like going to certain places.
So if
There's
I'm home chilling and I don't really want to get dressed to go out for dinner, I'd rather order in Uber Eats or something like that and call it a day. And stay home and just
you
relax because we're
spend
here
twice
all
as
the
much
time.
with Uber Eats than you do going to a restaurant.
I don't know, 'cause you don't, well, I guess you still have to tip. I used to be you
Yeah.
didn't have to tip when you did takeout. You still have to do that.
So how much is the typical food on Uber Eats compared to going to a restaurant? 20% more?
Probably about the
30%?
same.
I feel like
I
for
think it's
Dawn
about
it's
the
more
same.
she doesn't want to like she would rather stay at home because it's the same experience for her if she's with her and her husband. Like it's just a talk, so she'd rather just stay home in her own comfortability.
Oh,
Because it
no,
doesn't
no.
matter how much it is. People order
Yeah,
out.
I
I
do
And
like
I-
plastic,
I used to-
plasticware, garbage.
Yeah.
I used to love having Chinese and watching Netflix. I love doing that, but I
But
can't
you
do
love
it anymore.
food. Food to you is an experience.
Not anymore. Me and food again. The
Food
boss.
to me is just a thing I got to do because it's dinner time and I might get hungry.
Mm.
It's not because I'm not a foodie. People who are foodies, like you are truly a foodie. Right now
Yeah.
things have changed, but you love food.
I do.
And I admire people that love food. They love it. They like to experiment. Like Baxton, he's a foodie. I think that's people who like to cook. Well, yesterday the kids were making cookies and I'm in the other room and I hear this noise. And they said, the cookies are done. I said, how do you know? They said, do you hear that going off? I go, what's that noise? They said, Mom, that's the timer that we set for the cookies. Like, clearly, I don't even know what the timer sounds like on my oven. That was it.
Yeah.
That was
You didn't
it.
smell the cookies?
I smelled them, but I didn't realize there was a timer set. We're all hanging out in the other room, and the timer went off. Not my thing.
You do know that box
It's
is
called
a
an
stove.
oven. Yes.
Yeah, you know when.
Aaron used it twice yesterday. I thought, wow.
You know how to turn it on and
The
off.
kids came over, they made breakfast, well, they made lunch, and then they made dinner. They made french fries and hamburgers and grilled chicken and hot dogs, and all I had to do was turn off the timer.
They
It was
made hot dogs?
Beautiful, yes.
You had a hot dog?
No, but
Why
they
not?
made them.
Why didn't you
You
have
know,
a
it's
hot
like
dog?
you have a family of food, and there's X amount of food. Everybody eats first, and then mom takes what's left over.
Yeah, our
You
mom
know how
doesn't
that
really eat
goes.
like that. She's
You
like, she
could've-
takes a bite of everyone's.
Exactly.
I went-
Exactly.
I went to Costco. I'm gonna tell you, Costco's a very dangerous place
Costco's the best place. It's amazing.
because you can take somebody on a date there
But you
and
go
you
for hot dogs.
sample
You
all
can't
the
eat hot
food.
dogs anymore.
So that's your appetizer.
Mm.
And then when you're leaving, you stop and you get a pizza or a hot dog, comes with a soda.
And it's
Right?
huge, and it's very affordable. It's very cheap.
Yeah,
I think
that's
the
a
churros,
date.
though, were better than the hot dogs. I got to tell
The
you,
churros.
the sugar
Who
fried
put
cinnamon
churros?
churro. I had one at Costco with you that
I know,
time.
but somebody else tried it.
That's
Churros are
delicious.
delicious.
How could you go wrong with dough and sugar?
Very easy.
Very easy.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you don't
can
fry it
overcook and
correctly,
undercook it,
if
yeah.
you don't have the right type of dough, if it's too sweet, if it's not sweet enough, if it's just overly cinnamony, a lot of ways.
I don't care about that. I don't care about getting salmonella. Like, if you undercook dough, it's pretty bad.
I have a question for Mayor. Did Bailey come visit you on Friday?
No. Why?
Because she was looking through her phone, looking for a place to go for dinner. I guess she had a date. The way it sounded like she had a date. She was, ever heard of Boone? I said, why?
What?
She was, I'm going to, I said, Mayor works there. She says, well, you know, Bailey, I guess I'm going to be seeing him this weekend. But so she must have had
Did
a
she
date
go?
this weekend. So, but you didn't see her.
Friday, I was mostly delivering, but because I probably would have seen her if I came in. I didn't see her.
I'll have to tease her tomorrow. Bailey, we're going to tease you tomorrow about Boone.
She probably didn't go.
My go-to is always sushi. If I could eat sushi all the time, and there was one day here you guys all ordered in from the same sushi place. It's right on the corner next to the post office on 20th.
Oh,
say-
Oishi?
First of
They
all,
said they really like it.
First of all, you like sushi, but you won't go to a buffet.
No.
Sushi is 100 times more dangerous. The fish can kill you, get you sick,
It's part of the
give
vibe.
you all sorts of salmonella.
Did you see, apparently they think they're poisoning all the girls in Iran in
They
the school
did.
system?
No, I don't think they did
Well,
poison. They
With
poisoned
what?
700 girls.
They said 2,000.
Oh, 2,000?
Found
What?
2,000. They don't know. They're all these upper respiratory. They're being
They're all in
admitted
the hospital. It's bad.
for the past like 6-9 months.
Yeah, they've
More
been
and more.
like
They're up to 2,000 girls in special schools that they now think are being poisoned with
With the water
toxin,
supply.
with something
Yeah.
in Iran.
It's funny. Iran's going to disintegrate all the women in their country, and there won't be another Iranian born. What
Isn't
stupid
that unbelievable?
strategy is that?
They don't want women to be educated so badly that they're making the girls scared of going to school. Like, it's crazy. Because so many girls want to go to school. A lot of, like, schools in the Middle East, they have the girls there excel the highest because they want to learn so badly, and they don't want them to learn anymore. And so they're, like, they're poisoning them, and all the parents are like, our children are sick, our children are almost dying. Like, it's so sad. It's happening.
It's really sad. I saw a study. You know the saying, birds of a feather flock together?
Yeah.
You know there's sayings you never really think about what they mean?
Yeah.
You ever think about what that means?
Yeah, I know what it means.
I feel like the same type of birds
So
fly
they did
together.
a study of flamingos apparently have personalities, and they've tracked all these flamingos in Chile, and the flamingos that were more outgoing stayed together, and the flamingos that were more of an introvert stayed together, hence birds of a feather.
Well, I thought it was just women in both.
Did you know that zebras are very cliquey? So like, let's say there's 4 zebras. Let's say a zebra, one of them, they get a scar in their scar in their face. They come back to the group, they kick them out. They're like, no, you're not part of. We don't recognize you, you're not part of our group. So that zebra's part of the group. Like they come in cliques. Like if you're not part of that group, they're gonna attack you and hurt you.
If
I
you're
can
not
tell you.
a certain way, they attack you.
Our
Yeah,
crew
because
is
you
pretty
have
smart.
to be
They
in
know
a clique.
things.
Yeah.
We must be a zebra group.
How's that commercial coming, by the way? The one you did with Freddie and Josh.
It's almost done. I'm
Him
almost
dancing
finished.
in the car is hilarious.
It's so funny. I'm almost done. I have to put the voiceovers because one of the girls' voices was too quiet, and then that's it. And then I'll show you the finished product. I'll finish it today.
very cool. It was funny. See,
Because he was just like this,
You
and
dance
Josh was
in
like,
the
"You
car?"
don't dance to a podcast." And I was like, "Oh, well, I guess that's the commercial."
so check out our podcast on Spotify. You can go to the Brooklyn Cafe TV and listen to all our shenanigans, whatever shenanigans there are. Today's the day of gratitude, by the way. Vismaya's on her way in. We have an audiologist coming in.
What's an audiologist?
Huh?
What's an audiologist?
Huh?
Hearing.
Oh,
Huh? You said what?
Hearing. And we've got, I think, Meta's coming in. You and I are in a spotlight. We need a picture for the cover of the magazine, and not that one from the lobby.
What about the ones we've always used?
So we got to find a. I can give her an old picture.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
you can do a picture.
No.
We should do photo shoot.
You
No.
take pictures?
I'm too
I can
old.
help you out the pictures in a while.
No, I'm too old. It makes it no.
You're too old to take pictures. We're going to be like these old people that you look back and you know the headshot was from like 10, 15 years ago, and you meet the person and you think, no, that's not what they quite look like.
You know,
That's
it's
going to
funny.
be us.
The funniest thing is when you start looking at the screen, and it reminds me of my dad, and he's got very rapidly. And I'm like, oh man, this ain't gonna end well.
I know.
And then you show that stupid picture that we did. What's the
Which
matter
one?
with you? The last one from Danielle.
Oh, that one was like airbrush to all,
What
all heaven.
happened? That was horrible.
What are you talking about on the Hangout today? Coming up at 11. Now, you just put your mic away.
12 principles of animation. So there's a lot of different rules to follow when creating these animations, just to make it look more realistic to the human eye. Because when you watch an animation, you don't want to think about it. You just want to watch it and believe it. Really.
The name of the movie I asked you Saturday night was Encanto. I couldn't think of it. Where's Bruno?
Oh, yeah. I've never seen that one.
He's never seen.
I can't believe
Encanto.
you've never seen Encanto. Mayor, ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
Chelsea?
Of course, I've seen Encanto. You've never seen Encanto?
They gotta see.
I couldn't remember the
I'm
name
gonna
of
make you
it.
watch Encanto. I hope you know that.
Make me
I'm gonna
watch
make you watch Encanto. This is called Black and Fury. I'm gonna help
Find
you.
me at a small amount of time when I'm not visiting. I'll watch Encanto.
Fine, perfect.
I think they have it on
Disney Plus.
Netflix, right?
It's on
Not
Disney.
yet.
We should watch it again.
And what's the
It's
other
kind of
thing
a
that
movie
he
of-
didn't
of
see?
hope.
The other movie,
We should have
with
movie
Lady
nights.
Gaga. What's her name?
Star is Born?
Yeah.
Star
So
is
it's
Born.
one- That's also
Yeah,
a movie.
it's another good
That
one.
actually is good.
That one you saw.
They
Did
got-
you finish The Sopranos?
Almost. Tony finally woke up from his coma when he's back home.
Okay.
So I'm almost done. I'm on the last season.
There's a new music series, not music, but I guess it's about a musician on Amazon Prime. I forgot the name of it. But you would my daughter said you would like it, so, but I would have to find an email to tell you what it is. I'll let you know. I'm just not really good with that. It's still Monday morning.
And there was
I'm
this,
not any better by Friday. I'm kind of got good between Tuesdays and Thursdays.
and there was this great show that you would love it. This guy played the drums and stuff. Really, really cool. I can't remember the name, but I'll let you know.
Josh,
I'm gonna find the name out for you.
you know what you would love? You would love wait, what's that show? Damn it, what's that show called with?
Bro, don't do this.
Sorry, no. It's the show with the superheroes and the anti-superheroes.
Oh, The Boys?
The Boys.
I hate that show.
What?
It's a great show.
That
No.
show is so out of
It's an
pocket.
amazing
It's
show.
so good.
I don't recommend it to anyone to watch.
I recommend it to everyone
No,
except
don't
for
recommend to everyone.
No, it's not
Yeah.
everyone. If you
It's
want to
worse
watch
than
something
M
that's so
or
out of
18.
pocket and but hilarious at the same
Okay,
time.
stop.
I know,
right
but
there.
the
Hold
ro-
on.
I
What-
feel
what
like
does out of pocket mean?
Okay, it means like ridiculous. Like I can't believe I said that. Like let's say I said, wow, like let's say something so like inappropriate about your shirt or something that was just like it was like out of pocket. It was like it was not necessary. It was like what the heck is going on? Like the boys.
So it doesn't mean good. It can mean just.
No,
can
it
mean
just means like
crazy, insane. Like
Yeah.
the amount of stuff the boys does. Like the first episode, it's very gory.
Yeah, I
This
don't do that.
this guy is with his girlfriend holding his hand, so he's on the ledge, she's on.
You watch scary movies and gory movies?
Because it's funny, it makes up for it. So she's like on the road, and this guy who's supposed to be the Flash, he runs into her. She explodes all over him, and he's like holding her hands.
Rip her
That's
off.
all that's left of him, and she's like, that's not even what's out of pocket because it's out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. He's just like, bam.
Well,
car here?
that's more
no.
surprising. Out
It's
of pocket.
basically
is
a
like,
car, but it's a superhero that runs fast.
I
runs
was gonna say
fast like the
something, but I
Flash.
can't on
She
air.
explodes?
Is she exposed?
Because
She's-
he
Yeah, he
runs
runs
right
through
through
her.
him.
Yeah.
Right
But
through
then
him.
the lines they say,
Did she
the
come
jokes
back
they say,
together?
out of pocket.
Mm.
No, she's just
She's exploded.
She
Yeah.
Literally
she
disintegrated.
disintegrates because he goes through her. And there's
And
guy
this is
yeah.
funny, huh?
It's
Gory.
okay. So The Boys isn't like funny. It's not like there's funny moments, but it's not a comedy. It's like commentary on capitalism, but they do it in a really smart way through superhero and iconization. It's
yeah.
just cool. I made it sound deep, but it's a fun watch.
It's funny in the way that they talk because it's ridiculous. Like the things that they say are just like, this is ridiculous, which just makes it funny because
Yeah,
you
like,
know what's ridiculous.
There's a bit with like the Deep, who's like a superhero. Think like what's the DC mermaid man?
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Think like Aquaman, but like he's constantly like in love with fish, and they do like little bits like
But-
that.
You could be Aquaman.
Like,
You like to swim? I guess he was
he's a loser.
Aquaman.
This whole thing sounds
Like he has
And
a
then- and then
relationship
they-
with the
they
octopus.
buzz
If
me.
you know, if you like in a really bad way, it's just so out of pocket.
This is a movie?
It's a TV
yeah.
show.
I just think if the wrong viewer watches
It's just
it would be a bad.
I
It's
think
bad
not for
situation.
I think your
kids.
sitcom with the studio would be a whole lot better.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Still gotta pitch some episode ideas for you guys.
All right, let's wrap this up. Get ready for the hangout. Pitch it. Today's all about gratitude. We've got Miss Maya Rubin coming, living in gratitude today. I think we have an audiologist coming in, Meta Lifestyle. See what else is popping. We're in the studio late today, so come on in. Sally is here, our psychic and medium. Call me Zine at 3 o'clock right here in the studio. More to come. We'll see you in a little bit.
Only thing missing is you, so come on down and join us, and don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.